Hey guys, where's Cap? Oh, hey, there he is.
Time to go.
Well, hello there. Welcome back to another tutorial from your favorite Command Master General, Spike. Today we're going over helicopter extractions and how to make them work a little more dynamically, and maybe the first time. Waiting on a extraction in Arma from a helicopter is a lot like Taco Bell. It's good, but you'll pay for it later.
Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to place our helicopter and set the waypoints. So we got a move waypoint, and then we're going to set a land waypoint on an invisible helipad. This will force the helicopter to land in the correct location. And then we're going to move a waypoint over here and do like a transport unload. We probably won't see that because this video is not about that, but here you go. So the next thing we're going to do is set up our triggers. So the first trigger and the second trigger. First trigger is going to be the on activation for that waypoint. In the condition, we're going to set a variable of leave equals true. So if leave equals true, well, let's see here. So if leave equals true, the helicopter will head for the next waypoint. On the on activation, we're putting in a little script to remove and add action that we're going to add to the helicopter later. And then for the second trigger, we're going to add in the conditions, a check to see if all the player characters are alive and in the helicopter's cargo. So either or will make the helicopter leave to the next location. Then we're going to place our player characters. We're going to PER_1. And then we're going to set the leave variable to false. Then we're going to copy 3 more of those. And because of how we named them, they will all be named correctly for the script. Then we're going to group them to the player, to the squad leader. For this waypoint, you could set up a trigger like this and set the on activation to like radio alpha, or like if maybe after you kill all the bad guys, it'll, launch. But for right now, we're not going to do that because we just care about this. But this is how you would trigger the helicopter to launch. And then in the helicopter, we're going to add this script here. And this adds a add action to the helicopter. So if you select that add action when the helicopter lands, it'll set the leave variable to true, and the helicopter will leave regardless of if everybody's in it or not. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to test the normal state. So the helicopter should fly, and it'll land. Then we'll tell everybody to get in. And then once everyone's in, we should be good. It'll take off. Yep, and then we got our leave hint, and we're taking off and flying away. So now let's test the other 2 states. So now, the helicopter should fly in and land. I guess it is important at this point to say that you need to set the helicopter's group's awareness or status to careless, because if it spots enemy AI, it will not land. It'll just kind of hover around the waypoint. So this one, we want to test the add action, leave, and so now the helicopter's going to leave. So then the third state, helicopter should show up. This is kind of cool if you have like a mission where like if you have players or AI and one of them dies during the mission, the helicopter isn't sitting here waiting for everyone to be in the helicopter to leave. So now we're going to show you that if we you know, we lose a teammate, and then we're going to have everybody else get on. Another cool thing about the scripting, which will be in the comments, is that the add action, once you use it once, it will delete it from the helicopter, so you don't just constantly get pestered with a leave add action on the helicopter. It's kind of a cleaner way to do it. But anyways, that's how you do a helicopter extraction. Alright, so we're going to go over the code real quick. So first things first, I want you guys to ignore this big block of stuff up here. That's for a different video and different project. So the first thing is this first section of code here that I'm highlighting. This sets the condition for the trigger to find out if the players are alive and if they're in the helicopter. If you wanted to expand this to have more than 4, you just add comma PER_5, comma PER_6, so on and so forth for both the sections where it has the PERs. You also need to name the helicopter 1 or whatever your helicopter is named. The next little section I just highlighted was to the leave variable condition to see if leave equals true. That's what triggers that one. And then the other one I just highlighted before this one was the on activation as a menu item to the helicopter. Then that bottom section there was to basically remove that on activation. So anyways. Where is everybody?